Welcome to the Joy Spence Appleton Estate Room Experience.
Well, thank you. We're here to meet Dr. Spence.
Oh, she's right here. Come on in. Here she is.
Hi, Peter. Good to see you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Hi, Dr. Spence. Thanks for having us. Now, let's get to know you. What are you looking forward to most right now?
Our visitors returning to the experience.
And I see a great quote behind you. Do you still live by this quote?
I love it.
All right, so let's get to, get into the history of who Dr. Spence is. What did you major in at university?
I majored in chemistry at the University of the West Indies.
Was there always a spark for chemistry growing up?
I fell in love with chemistry in third form because of my chemistry teacher, actually.
And so did you ever, all this time, think about becoming a master blender?
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd become a master blender.
What were you doing in the working world before Jerry and Neville?
I was teaching chemistry. Then I joined Tia Maria as a research chemist and then joined Jerry and Neville as the chief chemist.
How and where did you start your career at Jerry and Neville?
I joined Jerry and Neville in 1981 as the chief chemist.
And is there any particular place you saw yourself in the company when you started?
I thought I would be in the lab just testing and testing and testing.
What was your starting position and what was it like?
Well, when I joined as the chief chemist, I then met the previous master blender, Owen Tulloh, and that's when my whole life changed. And this is where I am today because of Owen.
And how were you tapped to be the next master blender?
Well, Owen recognized that I had excellent sensory skill, a good knowledge of the process, and he figured if he tutored me, that one day I'll become an excellent blender, and I studied with him for 17 years. And then when he retired, I was appointed the master blender.
And what was that process like, becoming a master blender?
Well, Owen made the recommendation to the managing director, and he gave the approval because it was really a very simple process, yes or no. And at that time, I was the first female to have been appointed a master blender in the entire spirit industry in the world.
Oh, congratulations. By chance, we see a bunch of pictures here. Is your mentor anywhere here?
Yes, this is Owen right here, nosing with me. I think we're doing that shot for the Gleaner Company for a special article in the Gleaner.
Okay, and when did you officially become the master blender?
I became master blender in 1997.
Speaking of mentors, what is it like having David Morrison as your senior blender?
Well, David is a quick learner. He's very patient and lots of fun to work with.
What has been the highlight of your career as a master blender thus far?
I think the highlight of my career as a master blender is actually taking a helicopter and landing on a glacier in New Zealand and drinking Appleton Estate with the glacial ice. It's unforgettable.
If you were a master blender, if you weren't a master blender, what would you be?
I'd still be teaching chemistry, my love.
We know you travel a lot. How many countries have you traveled to for your master blender duties?
I have visited 95 cities all over the world.
And what was your most memorable moment overseas as a master blender?
There have been so many memorable moments, but I would say probably visiting the White House in the United States and actually being a guest of the presidential catering team and actually making a glaze demonstrating the uniqueness of Appleton Estate and using it on a bread pudding and actually receiving a medal from the head of presidential catering.
All right, so what then is your most memorable moment in Jamaica as a master blender?
I think the most memorable moment in Jamaica as a master blender for me is the launch of the Appleton Estate 50-year-old rum at Jamaica House.
Now, we're here at the Joy Spence Appleton Estate Rum Experience. What's the most meaningful location in the building to you?
The Joy Spence room, of course.
And do you remember how you felt and where you were when it was announced the tour would be named after you?
I cried because I didn't believe.
What was the first award you won?
The first award I received was in 2005, the Order of Distinction by the Jamaican government.
What was the last award you won?
The last award I received was the Jamaican Woman of Distinction, which was awarded by the RGR Communications Group.
Which award means the most to you?
All the awards are special to me. None is more special than the other.
Tell us quickly about the cane to cocktail process.
The cane to cocktail process starts with the sugar cane, harvested every 12 months, goes to the sugar factory, we produce molasses, we add water from our beautiful spring, along with yeast that we specially culture. The molasses and the yeast now starts fermentation because the yeast converts the sugars into alcohol. And of course, at the end of 36 hours, we have fermented wash, which has 7% alcohol by volume. We then have to concentrate that to give us rum, and we use distillation to do this, and we use the traditional small batch copper pot still distillation, which produces rums with those beautiful complex aromas. And of course, a more modern method of distillation, the column still method, which produces rums with subtle fruity notes such as pineapple, banana, and coconut. Once the rums are distilled, we then ship them into Kingston for aging, and we age in the highest quality barrels. Once used, number 1 select, white American oak barrels, and this is where the final transformation takes place, where the rums develop a beautiful golden color and complex flavors such as vanilla, coffee, cocoa, hazelnut, and almond notes.
What's the most interesting part of the rum making process?
I think the most interesting part about the rum making process is the aging process. It's extremely complex and scientific, and this is where you get the final transformation taking place, developing those beautiful complex aromas in our rums.
And what is the age statement used for the Appleton Estate expressions?
At Appleton Estate, we adhere to the minimum age system, where once you see a number on our package, it's indicating that the youngest rum in that blend had to sit in the barrel for a minimum period of that time.
What's the 3 most interesting Appleton Estate expressions you've created?
The Appleton Estate Reserve, the Appleton Estate 30-year-old, and of course, last but not least, the Appleton Estate Joy Anniversary Blend.
And what's your favorite expression?
My favorite expression depends on the occasion that we're drinking our rum.
Which blend do you think most closely matches your personality, and why?
I think the Appleton Estate Joy Anniversary Blend matches my personality. It's complex, joyful, vibrant, and lovely to drink.
Are you the designated mixologist for at-home entertainment with family and friends?
With family and friends at home, I'm the go-to for mixing drinks. And my favorite special drink is the Happy Punch, which is a special rum punch that I make, and everybody just enjoys it.
So what's your favorite physical attribute of the newly relaunched bottles?
I think my favorite attribute of the newly relaunched bottles is the Appleton Estate insignia, because it represents 5 Jamaican symbols in an artistic way.
The new insignia, give us your thoughts.
To me, this is one of the most important parts of the new package.
Tell us a fact about the 8-year-old.
The 8-year-old has a beautiful holiday spice honeyed finish.
And a fact about the 12-year-old expression.
The 12-year-old has a luscious, honeyed, smooth finish.
How about a beautiful fact about the new 15-year-old?
The 15-year-old has a spicy, fruity, creamy, and lingering finish.
And last but not least, the 21-year-old Nassau Valley cask.
The 21-year-old has a long, dry, complex, and beautiful finish.
Is it difficult to host tours as well as still make rum in the same location?
No, it's not difficult to host a tour and make rum. We have it pat here at the Appleton Estate Rum Experience.
Can you explain to us, just using 5 words, what the JSAERE means to you?
Premium, fun, educational, Jamaican, unforgettable.
Each Appleton Estate expression is so unique and seems to only have gotten better with time. How do you decide when it's time to revisit a blend, reformulate a blend?
Blends are never revisited or reformulated. The formula lasts for the lifetime of that expression. If we want to create a new blend, then we develop a new prototype and give it a new name.
The JCRE gift shop has a wide variety of products. What's your favorite item?
My favorite item in the gift shop is the Appleton Estate copper mug.
And why?
It's, it's very eye-catching, and it's a nice gift to give to persons to remember the Appleton Estate Rum Experience.
What is the one thing you wish that people knew about the Joy Spence Appleton Estate Rum Experience that probably only you know?
The Appleton Estate Rum Experience was created as a global gateway for Appleton Estate rums.
What was it like working with Luca Gargano on the Hearts Collection?
Working with Luca was a dream come true for me. It has always been my passion to meet Luca one day and do some work with him. And so developing the Hearts series with Luca was just unforgettable.
Now, with the name Hearts Collection, how did you come about that?
There are several reasons why we named it the Hearts Collection. First was we're located in the heart of Jamaica. And then you have the joining of 2 passionate people about rum, Luca and myself. And last but not least, that whenever I sign a bottle for anyone, I actually draw a little heart on it. And Luca actually put that heart on the label. And so, again, that's how we came up with the name Heart.
I noticed that the Hearts Collection is a special edition. Do we plan to have any more?
Sure, we plan to have other Heart releases. And I must say the Hearts Collection was really historic for Appleton Estate because it was the first time that we're actually bottling a single malt pot still rum in the history of Appleton Estate.
Thank you so much, Dr. Spence, for entertaining us here in the Nassau Valley at the Joy Spence Appleton Estate Rum Experience.
It was a pleasure hosting you at the Joy Spence Appleton Estate Rum Experience. And come down and have some fun while learning about good rum.